Hello everyone, thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel. Today's tutorial was requested for by one of our subscribers, and we'll be learning how to make this Asooke Zara cap which has the bow design attached to it. To all new viewers who just clicked in, thank you for coming in. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel before leaving, and to all our old subscribers, thank you so much. Now the materials required for this tutorial include your Asooke fabric, of which 2 aware or 2 stripes will be more than enough. We have the carry board, which can also be replaced by the mako for the inner part, thick wadding or padded fabric for lining, of which I made use of doll face satin, then your elastic or bias tape for the inner part of the cap. We also have scissors, measuring tape, matching color of thread and needle, your gum, which includes your shoemaker's gum, as well as your UAG gum or candle gum and glue gun, and then your appliques for embellishment. This design which we are working on is having a bow design attached to it, and it's made up of the Asooke fabric. With the design on it, we can also refer to it as a Zara cap, but without the design on it, it is known as Ebuka's cap or Awolowo's cap, and generally it is more worn by men and recently started being worn by women. Now, the design has 2 parts. There's an inner part which can be known as the skeleton of the cap, and then there's the outer part which is covered by the fabric. For the inner part, it is made up of carry board, and then some other persons make use of mako. Now, carry board and mako can be gotten from those who make shoes or bags. Yes, and then it has the top base which is round or circular in shape, and it also has the side base which we can also refer to as the band. Let's just take it like that. And then for the outer part, it is covered with the fabric, Asooke fabric or any other fabric of your choice. And then there's an inner part of the cap which is covered with lining so as to give it neat finishing. Now, measurement varies depending on the measurement of your client or your head size, but then you can as well decide to use the measurements stated in the video. Now, starting the tutorial, I have my carry board cut out already for the inner part of the cap, and the measurement for this is 2.8 inches for the width by 22.5 inches for the length. Now, the size of my head, or the measurement of my head, is 23 inches, and I went ahead to remove half inches from it, giving me 22.5 inches. That is how I arrived at the measurement for the length. Now, this particular design is not sitting completely on the head. I had to make it a bit smaller so that when it's tilted to the side, it can sit comfortably on the head. That is why I had to use 22.5 inches for the length, and the width is 2.8 inches. Now, in addition to that, I also have a small piece of carry board, and the measurement is 3 inches for the width by the length, which is 2.8 inches. So I'm going to get my gum, and you see me applying my gum on it, on that small piece of carry board. And after applying my gum, always remember to give it a bit of time so that air can pass through it, and then it can get a little bit dry, so that whenever you place it on any object you want to glue down, it can glue down properly. And then after doing that, I will get both ends of my carry board, just as you see me doing in the video, and I'm going to apply gum at the edge of both sides. So as soon as that is done, I will get that small piece of carry board, and then you see the way I'm placing it at the edge, and then I'm going to fold the full carry board into a circular shape and place it on the other side of the piece of carry board, so that at the end I get my circular shape for my cap. So this is it, and then I'm going to apply enough pressure. I'll press down so it gets dried together, and tada, this is it. So the first part for the inner part of the cap is ready, and then I'm going to go ahead to apply gum to the inner parts of that round shape, so that I can then get my fabric and glue it on it. So this is now me applying my gum, and I will do this till it has gone round that part. As soon as that is done, I have my fabric here, and the measurement I'm using for my fabric is 25 inches. I also went ahead to fold in the edges so as to prevent fraying. You can fold in with glue or sew down with your sewing machine. Now I will get that carry board for the inner part of the cap. I'm also going to get my gum, and then I'll be applying my gum at the back, especially on that part where I have that piece of carry board. So as soon as that is done, I'll allow it to get dried a bit, then I'll start adding my fabric on it. And then this is me adding my fabric, and remember I already applied gum to the inner parts of the cap, so I'll just start arranging it and placing it in order very well so that it can glue down properly. And I will do this round the cap, go over to the other side, apply gum, and then also fold in the edges. Remember that the width of my carry board is 2.8 inches, so I did not reduce the width of the fabric. I made use of the same width as that of the Asooke fabric without cutting off from it. So as soon as that has been done, you can see how neat the inner part of my cap turned out to be. And then I'm going to get my carry board for the top base. Now I just cut out on my carry board 9 inches by 9 inches, and that's what gave me that piece of carry board. I place my round carry board that has been covered with my fabric on it, and I go ahead to trace out the shape. Okay, and as soon as that is done, I'll be having that round shape on my carry board paper. So then I'll get my scissors and then gradually cut it out. And as soon as that is done, I have this round shape which is going to be serving as the top base of my cap. Now I'm going to go ahead to apply my gum on it, and then remember that in place of your carry board, you can always use your marco. I have made use of marco. I've also made use of carry board, but then I think I like the feel that comes with that of the carry board. Although most persons will tell you that the carry board is hard paper, and when it comes in contact with water over time, it will get wet and it will soften. Then after applying gum on my carry board, I have my hard wadding or padded. You can see me placing it down, and I also went ahead to double this, and I'll get my scissors to trim off the edges. And in place of your wadding or padded, you can make use of your foam, your 1-inch foam, your half-inch foam, depending on what you want to get. Now that we're done with that, we are going to work on the fabric. For the fabric, the measurement I'm using is 11 inches for the width. I got 2 pieces and I joined it together at the middle, just the normal way we join the Asooke fabric. Now, after joining your fabric, you go ahead to apply gum on your wadding or padded, and then you place your fabric on it so as to cover it up. And that's what I'm doing right here. Always try as much as possible to be careful when working with gum, so as to minimize or totally avoid gum stains. So as soon as that is done, you see me going ahead to place it on the wrong side of the fabric, and then I decided to place that sewn part, that part I joined the fabric at the middle of my carry, but you can also decide to place it by the side. I've seen designs with that sewn part by the side. That's optional and depends on you. So this is it. And then as soon as I was done with this, I got my scissors and I trimmed off the edges of my fabric so as to get that round shape, although I left a bit of allowance. Using your scissors to cut off the edges will only make the fabric fray more, and so to prevent this, you can as well make use of your soda iron to cut off whatever you are cutting off. Having done all that, my top base is ready and my side is also ready, so we'll be coupling this up to get the cap. And then what I'll be doing next is that I'm going to be applying gum on the inner part of the cap, which I've already covered with my Asooke fabric. Okay, so I'll just go ahead to do that and then get back. And so this is it, and then the next thing we'll be working on is the base. We're also going to be applying gum round the edges of the fabric, the top base. Please do this gently so that I can have a very neat work. And so I have my inner parts and the top, and see the way I'm trying to join both together. Please ensure that your gum gets a bit dried so as to avoid gum stains and to enable them stick together properly. So I'll use my hands to push in the top base gradually until it comes up from the other side, and then I'll go ahead to adjust where necessary until I'm satisfied with the outcome. So this is me still adjusting, and at the end of the day, this is what I get. Wow, I really love this. What I love about this is the neatness, yes. And then we can now go ahead to work on the inner part of the cap, because we cannot leave that part with the carry board showing. Now for my lining, I have my doll face satin fabric. So I'll just place my cap on it, and then I'll go ahead to trace it out. I'm going to cut it with a little bit of allowance, but I later went back to trim it a bit until I got the required size I wanted for the inner parts. Okay, now that this is ready, I have it with the wrong side facing me, and I'm applying my gum on the wrong side of the fabric, and as soon as I'm done with that, to place it inside the cap. So this is me trying to place it inside the cap. Remember that you can also apply your gum inside your cap as well before placing the fabric on it. So I'll do unnecessary adjustments and then get back. So this is it, so neat and beautiful. And then right there I have my velvet bias tape, which I'm going to be using to cover the rough edges of the fabric. You see me applying gum, and then I will go ahead to place it round as soon as that is done. In place of this, you can make use of your elastic. Yes, the wide elastic, you can make use of it. And then while applying your velvet tape or your bias or your elastic, you can as well get your clips or pegs to help you hold it down so that it stays in place properly until it is dried. Okay, please take note of this. The parts where I joined my fabric on the top base, aligns with the part for the back base. I wanted it this way. You can decide not to follow this pattern, but I just felt if it's uniform, it will come out more beautiful. And then moving on to the bow design, we'll be needing 2 different pieces of fabric. And the first piece of fabric, I used 19 inches for the length, while for the second piece of fabric, I used 24 inches for the length. Thereafter, please remember to fold in the edges. You can do that with your gum or with your sewing machine. So I'll go ahead to get the first piece of fabric, and whatever I'm doing for this piece of fabric should be repeated for the second piece of fabric. I'll fold in both edges down to the middle part of the fabric, just as you see me doing in the video. And then I will get my needle and thread and make a running stitch through the middle so as to create that bow design. So this is me passing my needle and thread in and out. I'll do that until I get the end. Remember, the same thing should be done for the second piece of fabric. I'll go ahead to secure this together, and then I'll get back with the second piece of fabric for us to continue. Right here, I have both pieces of fabric already sewn, and then I'll go ahead to place one on each other, just as you see me doing the video. Arrange and set it in place properly, then go ahead to make use of my needle and thread to tack it down. And as soon as that is done, some persons will go ahead to add an extra loop fabric to cover that sewn part at the middle, but I skipped that part and went ahead to get my cap, and then I attached my design down to my cap. You can do this using your candle gum and glue gun, or sew down the design to the cap. Yes, I was able to pass my needle and thread through my carry board to tack down the design together with the cap. And after which, behind the scene, I went ahead to use my applique to embellish that part where I have my needle and thread showing after tacking down together. So that is it. I'll place this on my dummy head to show us the final outlook. And this is it. I hope you can see the applique on it. This is really gorgeous and it came out very neat, and that's what I love about this design. Another unique thing about it is the different styling that comes with it. You can wear it with your bow by the side, your bow at the back, or with your bow in front. Thank you so much for watching. This brings us to the end of this tutorial. Please like, share, and leave a comment in the comment section.